Okay, so while we've officially been living in the van now for a couple of weeks, it is by no means ready for us to leave. Before we get into all the nitty gritty of why and what we've been up to, come join us for our first ever coffee in the van. First coffee in the van. Look at this view. All worth it, baby. Let's hope the coffee tastes good though. It's good. With such an important milestone achieved, we thought what better way to celebrate than to be tourists in our own town and go visit the Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary and visit our good friend Bella at work. Okay, we have now been in the van for about 2 weeks now, isn't it?
3.
Really? Okay, so we've been in the van for about 3 weeks. Now, as exciting as that sounds, we've basically just been living in our friend's driveway the entire time while we finish off tying up a few loose ends before we go and finishing a few things on the to-do list. Now, this isn't this only to-do list we've had to do during that time. This is probably the third piece of cardboard I've worked my way through as we tick things off and add other things. Very excitedly, we've mounted our surfboard on the side, had a few like plumbing things that we needed to test and tidy up and sort out, and that's almost all done. The only thing waiting now is the hot water system, plumbing that into the engine. Hopefully that gets done today or tomorrow by me. I'm a bit scared for that one. We still need to test the diesel heater. Picked up some diesel yesterday, so we'll be able to do that now. Yeah, wowee. So not much left. Basically, we've just got to put the toilet in, put together a toolkit for when I'm traveling. Obviously, I can't take my entire toolkit, so what do I actually need? What don't I need? What spares do I need? Got a GVM upgrade. We've upgraded the suspension and wheels and tires, and basically, when these things come into the country, they get assigned a GVM based on what they're registered in Japan, and from there you can sort of add about 10% onto that based on whatever upgrades you do. And anyways, long story short, we've got our GVM upgraded to about 3.45 tons or so, which we should be just within. Now, that being said, we did go over the weighbridge and we were a little bit over, but we sort of had a bunch of we were taking everything we sort of hoped to take, so we have spent the last week losing weight, slimming down, downsizing. We've dropped one of the grey water tanks because those tanks even empty are quite heavy. We've dropped a spare tyre. We had 2 spare tyres. We've dropped it down to 1. Those are quite heavy. We've downsized a lot of our outdoor furniture to lightweight versions of that. Dropped the fuel tank off the back, the spare one. We're just taking a smaller spare fuel tank, and kind of just been enjoying it. Oh, I guess the big change since our last video, all our electricity's working. Woo-hoo! Okay, it is our first, well, not our first meal in the van, our first powered meal in the van. Amy has whipped us up. To be fair, we didn't cook this in the van either. Who cares? It's a milestone, okay? We have power inside and it feels amazing. It's not quite finished yet. We've still got to do a bunch of setup. There's still a couple little things that still need to be wired up. But this is officially the first night that we can charge things, that we can turn lights on and off and just enjoy the space. So, yay! In an upcoming episode, I'll give you the full rundown on that. We've got a very big Victron setup behind the couch now, which has 240 volts for running the coffee machine and the aircon. It's got some smart switches so we can turn things on and off from our phone. Anyways, super stoked to give you guys a rundown of that. And we've got a huge battery. I don't think we've gone below So we're at 80%. That's the lowest we've dropped down. We've only charged up on shore power once, and it was pretty overcast all day yesterday. So that should be plenty of power. Obviously, the more we travel, the more we know how much we'll be getting from the solar, how much we'll be getting from our alternator, if we ever need to charge into shore to get it back up to a full charge. But we've got everything sorted for that now too. And yeah, we've also just been trying to enjoy the Gold Coast a little bit. We got to the Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary to visit our friend Bella. We're hoping to do a bit of whale watching before we go, but we might run out of time for that, or at least have a look at the whales from one of the headlands. Next episode, we've got some exciting episodes coming up, as you will see on my to film list. What are some of the best van materials we've used on this build? I did heaps of research before building this to make sure we're using, like, I guess the most modern, up-to-date, lightweight, strong materials for this. I'll run you through like what we've used for our wall panels, how I've built the cabinets, a bunch of other cool products that we found and used, how to build an IKEA kitchen so that it fits in a van properly, like how these latches go, how we've attached it to the wall, all that sort of stuff. I'll run you through a lot more specific stuff about the aluminium, because I made a lot of learnings throughout the build on working with this aluminium T-slot product, what the best connectors really are, because at the start I just ordered all of them. There's only one type of, I guess, connector that I really was using at the end, because it was the easiest and most convenient and allowed for the most flexibility. I'll give you a full electrical tour. We will reveal how we made our antique latches. We'll chuck an episode out on that. Oh, and we'll do a full van tour. We'll give you the full reveal of the inside and outside. Oh.
Why did you sound like Dracula?
The full reveal.
Come suck your blood. I like it.
It'll be very scary. No, it won't. Well, it might be if you're scared of the inside of vans. That's pretty much our update. Apologies, there's not a lot of B-roll footage for any of that. We've been under a bit of time pressure and haven't had time to like just stop, get the camera out, get the tripod out. I really wish I had been better at that.
Hey friends. No, it's fine. I'd rather see myself. I guess I'll be sharing with you guys how I packed everything, because that was like really exciting and really fun to do actually, and like work out, especially my clothing. I think I did a really good job with the clothes and how I've downsized my wardrobe, and just how I've packed everything like kitchen wise, pantry wise. I'll introduce you to my spice rack. It's my pride and joy. I think what I enjoy most about the spice rack is that every time Ollie brings a friend into the van to show off the van, they're like, oh my god, nice spice rack. And it's the only thing that I built. And it really irks Ollie. I don't know why. Maybe he's just jealous. Anyway, here's Hammy Wham. We're washing our sheets at the moment, so Hammy, he's decided to wrap himself around with our pillows, because they say that's the final step of your skincare routine is poo-poo pee-pee paws on your pillow, yay. But anyway, bye-bye, toodles.
Okay, so I thought I'd better come outside to show you what I was talking about in there. We did used to have a spare fuel tank here for about 20 litres of diesel. Did weigh about 4 kg empty, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but we are trying to shed anything basically 1 to 2 kilograms. We've been reassessing. We did lose that, but we did this. We've got our outdoor cat patio, which I can't wait to show you in an upcoming video. We did keep our wheelie bag to store outdoor things, and it can double as a bin when our inside bin gets full, and we do have our spare wheel on that. We did have a grey water tank under here and one over there, which was 100 litres of grey water. Our freshwater tank is 140 litres. You drink a lot of that as well, so we don't really need 100 litres of grey water storage. We've got rid of one of those tanks. That saved us about, I think, 5 or 6 kilograms as well, maybe a bit more to be honest. Now, unfortunately, when we were plumbing up the tanks, our drain hose and our fill hose for the tank, they interfered with our red tail lights, which were old school bulb style ones. However, I've replaced our tail lights now, which did look pretty dated and old and dim, with some nice bright LED tail lights. Those are now blinking too fast, so I've got to go get like a relay specifically for LED lights that should slow that down to a normal speed. You will see, you won't notice this, but I will notice this. We've got new arms for our surfboard bag holder that wrap around it more. The old arms were like this and kind of pinched it, didn't really like hug it. The new arms are like this and hug the board bag better. I know that sounds really silly, but we've got our longboard On the back, actually, this is not even our longboard. Our friend Bella has lent us her spare longboard for our lap because we only had foamies. We weren't sure about buying a longboard. She has been so nice and is lending us her spare one. We've got it strapped on 2 surfboard J hooks there.
Yeah.
Somewhat of an anti-ASMR with this one. Really frustrating pull, they call it. Edges. Like you got to take the edges of the fridge off first. That's what you get for buying a cheaper one.
Probably the most ASMR-y.
Oh wow, where's that go? Hey, kitchen complete. And yeah, not much left to go now. We are itching to go, but we're also kind of sad to go. Ooh, we've also got, if you saw that in the background, we've also got a few new stickers on the van. That's to be announced soon, our actual name reveal. Obviously, you know our channel name is From the Road with Love, but what's the name of the van? That needs its own name too. Coming soon. Okay, see you next episode. Bye!